Hello, let's do a short practice for posture. So just seated on the chair, hands in the lap, start to breathe and notice how when you pay attention to the breath, you naturally start to improve the breath. Maybe you inhale a little longer, maybe one of those nice full inhales and exhales that just settles you. And then maybe go with that. Just start to lengthen the breath. And then we'll change things to where we're imagining that we're starting the breath at the very base of the spine, breathing all the way up the spine, and then riding the breath all the way down the spine. So, bit of an exercise for the imagination. Imagine that the breath is at the base of the spine and you're breathing and it's riding all the way up through the neck area. Exhale, ride it all the way back down. And then the next time that you inhale and the breath comes all the way up, hold that upward feeling and try to exhale all the way back down. Let the pelvis region sink deeper into the chair. So now we're breathing where we're inhaling all the way up the spine, and then we stay up. And as we exhale, we relax the hips down into the chair. So we're lengthening the spine on the inhale, it's going up. And on the exhale, the lower part of the spine is going down as you relax the lower body into the chair on the exhalation. So we're just growing the posture a little taller. You feel yourself rising up little bit by little bit each time. Again, keep that breath long and easy and really start to enjoy it. When I breathe up and down the spine like this, I often think of those old amusement park games where the cartoon character would take a mallet and hit the thing, and the little thing would ride all the way up to the top, bing, and then come all the way back down. We're doing that in slow motion. And then the next time that you inhale all the way up, just kind of stay up there and breathe. And then changing the breath a little bit again as you exhale, try to just notice you have abdominal muscles. So we're not doing anything other than inhaling with our good posture. Exhale, pull in the abdominal muscles a little bit. And then you can let the arms come alongside the body. And we'll work a little bit more with the posture. As you inhale, feel how the chest lifts. Exhale, let the hips settle a little more into the chair. And then you can start to, on the inhale, lift and broaden the chest. Exhale, let the lower body go into the chair. The next time that you inhale and the chest lifts, let the shoulders float up. And as you exhale, very gently roll them back. So with each inhalation, gently the shoulders float up. Exhalation, very gently, they flow back. It's almost like a feeling of water, so that your muscular effort is so minor, everything's just flowing like water. And see if you can even get the breath doing the movement for you. So your inhalation is so rich and full that the shoulders float up with it. And your exhalation is so relaxing that the shoulders just roll back on their own. And then the next time that you exhale, Tuck the shoulder blades into the back, turn the palms to face forward, coming into mountain pose, Tadasana. With each inhalation, fill and lift the chest. Exhale, lower the shoulders. Inhale, chest fills. Exhale, let the shoulders release down. So it's almost an imperceptible movement, but you will really feel it. You'll feel that chest broaden. You'll feel those shoulders going down. Now, here you have two choices. One is on the inhale, you can roll the thumbs back, lift the chest. Exhale, very gently let yourself come back to the start. So I think of hitchhiking. Inhale, rolling the thumbs back like a hitchhiker, chest lifts. Exhale, carefully letting yourself come back. Or on the inhale, let the arms gently float up. And on the exhale, let the arms float gently back down. And again, try to let the breath do the work for you. So on your inhale, everything just follows the momentum of the breath. And on the exhale, no effort is required. You're just letting things float back to the start. So just a couple more dynamic movements with Tadasana. Choose the one that works for you. And the next time that you exhale, take your time. Everything comes back to the start and just relax and release. And then we're going to move into a gentle twist. Always good to get the circulation going. So, with the legs hip width apart, just place both hands onto one of the legs and let the outer arm just fall beside you, or you can tuck it behind you. And then, with that same breath, inhale up the spine and exhale, see if any twist comes. So, on your inhale, you'll feel yourself curving up. And on your exhale, maybe some twist happens, or maybe just a little feeling of spaciousness in the pose. And again, we're letting the breath do the movement for us. So as we inhale, riding the breath up, exhale, letting yourself relax and release into whatever twist comes. And let yourself completely go into the breath. Don't worry about the movement, that will come naturally. And of course, the more we can make the breath full and spacious and relaxed, the more the body relaxes and is able to be a bit more flexible. Now, on your next exhalation, very gently let the entire body start to melt, and you'll find yourself slowly coming back to center. And then you can just sit for a moment and notice one side of your back, the other side. And we never really pay much attention to our back, so it's interesting to do that. And then we can very gently bring the hands over to the other leg and allow that outer arm to just fall beside you. Or if you feel comfortable, you can tuck it behind you. And then again, take that breath from the bottom of the spine, ride it all the way up to the top. And as you exhale, maybe some twist comes. But again, we're just going to focus on the breath, not the movement. So we're going to take lovely full inhalations, rising up. And as you exhale, just relaxing and releasing into the pose. So there's never any feeling of competition or ego. You're just simply breathing and having this intention of going into a pose And then just seeing if the body is happy with that intention. It will find its own way into the pose. And of course, the more that you do it, the more the body gets used to it, the more the muscles get a little more flexible. So just take your time during the pose and over the course of the days or weeks or months or years that you do it. Take the longer view. And again, the next time that you exhale, let the entire body melt. And without any effort at all, you find yourself coming back to center. So now we've done some posture and some twisting. So let's change it over a little bit by widening the legs. So that might mean where your knees are just an inch wider than the hips, or maybe your legs are very wide. It's up to you what feels comfortable. And then we're just going to take both hands over to one of the legs as we did before. And we're going to inhale. And as you exhale, just let yourself go a little more towards that one leg. So we're going in small increments, but we're still doing that same breath where we're starting from the base of the spine. Inhale, ride the breath up like a curve. Exhale, let yourself orient a little bit over towards that leg. And in a couple of breaths, you'll find that you've put yourself on a twist. And we're just going to breathe here. So we're facing that one knee. We're riding the breath up the spine, body curves upward, maybe the gaze a little bit rises. And then we're exhaling, just letting ourselves relax. And here you want to make the breath as long and spacious as possible. And you want to enjoy that ride all the way up the spine, curving upwards. Body's on a twist, side muscles are stretching. But you may have noticed by now we are actually working the hips and the legs because they're working to keep us balanced during this gentle movement, as well as the side muscles, the core muscles, which are like a cylinder around the torso. And the next time that you exhale again, let the entire body just melt. You'll find yourself coming back to center. And then, of course, we do the other side. So just bringing both hands over to the other leg. And again, that incremental breath, riding the breath up the spine. On the exhale, moving just a tiny bit towards this other leg. And breath by breath, inching our way over so that eventually we are more or less facing the other leg. Maybe you notice the inner leg stretching as you do this, because although this is such a gentle movement, we're working the core muscles of the torso, we're stretching out the side of the body, inner legs, hip area, lots going on here. And when you get facing that leg, again, ride the breath from the base of the spine all the way up through the neck, body curving up. Exhale, just let yourself ride the breath all the way down the spine. So keep working with the breath. Notice how the breath animates the body. And then enjoy that breath because it's so nice to just breathe fully in a relaxed way. It's almost like you're floating sometimes. And it's empowering to take that nice, long, full inhale. And it's relaxing to let yourself just exhale fully. And by now, you've probably noticed all those muscles working. So on your next exhalation, let yourself completely let go. Come back to center. So now we're going to bring the legs back towards each other so they can be hip width apart, or if you want to put some muscular effort to the legs, you can bring them together so that the knees and ankles move towards each other. And if you do that, take a deep breath, and as you exhale, relax the legs but keep them together so that you have a relaxed pose. But again, it's perfectly fine to just have the legs hip width apart. And then place the hands on the thighs and turn the fingers to face each other. And then inhale, press into the thighs, body will curve up. Exhale, float back down like a feather and relax. So on your inhalations, pressing into the legs, body will curve up in that same way. Exhale like a feather coming down on the air. Everything relaxes and releases until the inhale, when you're pressing up, everything curves upward. Exhale, relaxing and releasing. And as you continue to move into this upward dog version of a seated pose, maybe you notice at the top of the inhalation, there's a slight pause before the exhalation occurs. Enjoy that second or two of pause. It's just for a second, but it's this moment of perfect stillness and peace. So enjoy that pause. And on your next exhalation, taking your time, soften the body, releasing from the pose. Take your time. Part of the practice is just learning not to rush, not to have I shoulds, just to relax into the breath and allow and just be. It's like practicing mindfulness with your own body, which makes it easier because you can actually feel yourself doing it. Keeps the focus. So now we'll change to focus on the breath as we finish our short practice. So just sitting in the chair, make yourself comfortable. And you can let the arms come alongside the body. And you may notice that the wrists are in line with the hips. That shows that our posture has improved. And then you'll take that full inhale and let the shoulders float gently up. Exhale, gently rolling them back just a couple of times. Feels like an ocean with the waves coming in and rolling back. And the next time that you exhale, let the shoulder blades go into the center of the back. Turn the palms to face forward. And then you can bend the elbows, bring the hands onto the lap. You can rest a hand into the other palm, or you can rest the hands onto the thighs. Find what feels comfortable to you. And then we're going to close our eyes and just inhale to the count of 4 and exhale to the count of 4. And it'll probably start as a fast count, like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Doesn't matter the speed, just keep the count consistent. And you'll notice that it starts to slow, the breath becomes accustomed. And pretty quickly, your count slows a little more as the breath lengthens. And then we'll change it so that we're inhaling to the count of 4 and exhaling to the count of 5. And again, the count can be at any speed, and you can change the speed to what the breath wants. Just keep it consistent. And then changing the count, inhaling to the count of 4, exhaling to the count of 6. And then one last change, inhale to the count of 4, exhale to the count of 7. And then you can go back to inhaling to 4 and exhaling to 4. And on your next exhale, let the chin drop towards the chest. Release yourself from counting. And just feel the breath. And on the exhalation, let yourself relax. Head feels a little bit more gravity on the exhalation. And my quote for this class comes from Siddhartha Gautama, otherwise known as the Buddha. And he said, "Peace comes from within. Do not seek it without." So take a nice deep inhalation, long exhalation, and one more nice full inhale, even longer exhale. And on your next inhalation, let the head gently, slowly float up, eyes softly open. And pin a medal on your chest for spending time to correct your posture, fully breathe, and be a bit mindful. Thanks for joining me.